Hey guys, it's Artifact. And I've been down the past week with a bad cough and I just haven't been able to recover. But I'm trying to get motivated again in the YouTube world. And I'm trying really hard not to give up on that dream. And I finally had a subject that I wanted to talk about, that I wanted to get off my chest. And I've changed my mind about a Banjo Kazooie remake. And I've decided I think it's best if we don't get one. Let's talk about it. So, the past week, while I was down without a voice and coughing up lungs and all that other things, the game I decided to play was Conker's Bad Fur Day. Without getting into it, Conker's Bad Fur Day is a relic or a treasure of its time, right? It wouldn't fly in today's gaming landscape. We'll just say it like that. And there's also news that Amazon, it's always Amazon. Amazon just hates me. But Amazon bought the rights to Tomb Raider, Lara Croft. And there's no way Amazon's gonna let Lara Croft be Lara Croft, right? Not the Lara Croft I grew up with anyways. And I was kind of upset about that because it's like, Amazon, get out of my life. Again, it's just like another game that I love is going to be butchered by Amazon. And basically, I just had this thought, I'm like, I wish Tomb Raider would have just stayed dead. Let's talk about movies for a bit. Let's talk about Star Wars. So, Star Wars, the original trilogy, and the prequels. As much as you want to talk crap about the prequels, and I'll probably join you in a lot of those conversations. But when Star Wars was under Lucas, it always felt like Star Wars. And it really did have its legacy behind it. And of course, Star Wars goes away for a long, long time. And Disney bought it. But basically, Disney Star Wars never felt like Lucas Star Wars, right? Disney Star Wars always lacked something. And I feel the same way with 343 Halo, because I loved Halo as a teenager. Halo was my game. I'd come home from high school, play like 3 games of Halo, do homework, do my chores, all that other things, and then before I go to bed, play 3 more games of Halo. It was almost like a nightly ritual. When 343 got it, that something was missing, right? It's that same thing that was missing in Disney Star Wars, right? 343 Halo and Disney Star Wars just missed something. And it feels like when things come back from the grave, they don't build on the legacy, they just kind of ruin it and leave a sour taste in your mouth. It's gonna happen with Tomb Raider. And so I've come to the conclusion that maybe it's best for Banjo Kazooie just to stay in the grave. So it doesn't come back and sour on my childhood memory. You know what I'm saying? Like Disney kind of soured on my Star Wars memory. 343 kind of soured on my Halo memory, and so on and so forth. I do stand by that Microsoft sort of done something when Banjo entered Smash and there was a lot of hype around Banjo Kazooie. I do think they dropped the ball, but at the end of the day, it's probably a good thing. This is the end of the video, and this is where opinions fly. I feel like the recent Animaniacs reboot did it correctly, where it feels in the same spirit as the 90s Animaniacs. It continues the legacy instead of tarnishing it. I could make a whole video on this by itself, but I feel like the game genre, the gaming landscape, is in the same boat as Hollywood, where they just ran out of ideas and they've sucked the creative juices out and they just want to pump out what makes money, right? They want to make constant CODs. They want to reboot old franchises such as Lara Croft and Tomb Raider, such as Resident Evil. To be fair, those remakes are doing amazing. But again, Hollywood and the game landscape feel pretty similar, where they just ran out of ideas. Luckily for us, we have indie games that allow creative juices to flow, but I don't know. I think the days of like Banjo Kazooie or those games are gone. We just gotta milk the money machine. I feel like seeing something original and seeing something, a game that has heart and soul into it, is getting harder and harder to find. One of the reasons why I love Final Fantasy 14 so much is because you could feel the heart and soul Yoshi P puts into it. I know I don't want to sound like one of those Final Fantasy 14 guys, because Final Fantasy 14 has its problems. But Final Fantasy 14 really does feel like there's a lot of love put into it. You really do feel the soul when you play this MMO. Basically, I just think we're out of ideas. We're just out of creative ideas. And it's the Ben Franklins and the dollar bills that push the industry forward, and not creative thoughts and not heart and soul in it. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Maybe I got a little too deep with that outro. I'm trying really hard to get back into the YouTube spirit again. And I have an idea for a stream. Wet Lands Run. Artifact out.